Hello guys and welcome, it is Zach here. I hope you guys are all having a good day and welcome back to my channel. My channel here is all about investing, stocks, real estate, crypto, anything you can imagine. It's all about that. So today we have a big topic and it's going to affect everyone, no matter what you are, no matter where you are, now in the world. It's the presidential election in America. And what we're going to be talking about is how it's going to affect the stock market in America and then how that's going to affect everyone else's stock market around the world. So before we go into the video, everyone please do me a massive, huge favor and please hit that like button and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. It really means a hell of a lot to me if you guys would do that. And then let's go into the video, guys. So some of you guys might be sitting there and wondering why you care about this, why the US election is going to affect you at all. And I'm going to say this: the US election is going to affect every single person in the world and their economy. And you know why? Because America has the biggest economy in the world. Whatever affects them affects everyone else. It's going to have a ripple effect all the way around the world. America and China are the two biggest economies, and whatever they do is going to affect everyone, especially in Australia. You have something like China, who's our main trade partner, and anything they do, any kind of tariff they're going to have, is always going to affect everything. It's just always going to have that effect on us. Like, even look at Australia when we had that trade war with China. I don't know if it's still going on, but when we had that trade war with China, when they were doing the beef and whatnot, because we asked to have an investigation to what actually happened, that massively did affect our economy. Even if it was just beef, that absolutely killed the beef industry. It was really hard, and I feel like something like this is really important because stocks is how I live. I make my money from stocks. I know a lot of people, other people do out there as well. And I really think this is something that's really important for a lot of people to understand how the American market affects everyone else, and how this election that's coming up in a few days' time is going to affect everyone else as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through kind of the past historical data of what's happened in the past with Democratic and Republican leaders. I'm going to see what's actually happened with the market when they've been elected over a long term of time. And then we're going to have a look is at the kind of the taxes that each Biden or Trump is going to impose or kind of reduce. And because really what's the main thing that affects the stock market is taxes. And do you know why? It's because the stock market runs off how much money people make and how much money businesses make. If you increase the tax, you're going to have less money overall. If you're going to have less money overall, then the stock market is going to have less money. Less money in the stock market is going to mean the stock market is going to go down, and the opposite is going to occur when you have more money in the stock market as well. So I just want to make this clear, by the way, this isn't a political opinion at all. This is basically just looking at facts and trying to figure out what the actual market is going to do. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor. I take this on as kind of me trying to give people entertainment and understand what's going on in the markets. Don't completely take my word. I think someone's going to win. Put all your money in because they're going to make more money, whatnot. Don't take my word. Do your own research, figure out what's going to happen, and trust yourself when you're doing your investing. So because corporate earnings is the main driver of the stock market, we're going to have to actually look at taxes. And historically the Republicans and the Democrats have very different views on taxes. So the Republicans, are actually a lot more right-wing, so they're wanting to have less taxes. And then the Democrats are more left-wing, so they're going to have more taxes. They're going to tax the richer heavily. They're going to tax the less wealthy less. So you're going to have an inequality, so that inequality kind of shrinks down. Whereas Republicans are more right-wing, and they want their equality to shrink, and they really want those top people to thrive even more. So because of this, when we look at the taxes, a lot of the time when a new president becomes elected, your Republican Party is going to have a very good the next 6 months after the election, when the Republican Party gets elected, what's going to happen is that the market is going to do very quite well. However, when you look at the past, this actually really confirms it. And then when you look at the Democrats, the opposite happens. You're going to have a lot of taxes, and the market's not going to do as well in the short term. However, the actual opposite is different in the long term. So if you look at the long term, GDP in America has actually increased by more than 1.6% in when you have a look at any Democrats. However, it actually hasn't increased by that much when you do look at any Republican leadership over a long period of time. No, so this is really going to be a different thing, like when you think about it. So your Republicans, anything in the short term is going to go up a lot. However, with your Democrats, your GDP over a certain period of time is going to increase by a hell of a lot. So the reason why this happens with the Democrats is because, you know, what I said before. So they're going to have their taxes are going to increase for the higher, and they're going to decrease for the lower income parents. What's going to happen is your lower income people are going to be able to invest more. They're going to have more money. They're going to invest more in the economy. Because they're investing more in the economy, you know, it's going to increase the GDP of America by a hell of a lot. So really, the investing strategy that you like to employ is actually going to help you understand which party leader you actually want and what party leader that will affect you the most. So for example, if you are a index person who only does indexes, you know, S&P 500, you know, stuff like that, what you're going to want is you're going to want the Democratic leader, so Biden. You're going to want him because over a long period of time, start to show that, you know, you're going to have a better increase on GDP. That's going to make you have a better return on any of your index funds or anything like that. However, if you are a short-term, you know, trader, you know, anything like that, who does like a few months at a time, just puts money in, tries to make an increase, you know, even put options, you know, stuff like that, that's always going to be something that you're more likely you're going to want a Republican leader, because your stock market is going to have a big increase over the first 6 months or whatnot. You know, when you look at any stats and whatnot, this all confirms it. As I said before, the reason why this actually affects every other country in the world is because when you look at their economy and you look at actually a lot of stats, you know, when there's a dip in the market in America, there's a dip in the market in Australia, in the UK, in Canada, you know, they're really the big four. You know, anytime that happens, it's really going to have a massive effect on any other economy. Same with China. You know, anything that happens over there is going to have a massive effect. So right now, when you have a look at the economy, it's actually the stock market is kind of volatile and a lot's happening. It's going up and down a lot, and this is because the stock market really doesn't like it when there's indecision in any like presidential race. You know, when you have a look at it, it's going up and down because they don't know who's going to do what. They don't know if there's going to be Biden who's going to come in, who's going to have more taxes. They don't know if there's Trump going to come in, who's going to have less taxes, who's going to boost the economy in the short term, but Biden in the long term. You know, it's really, and that's good and bad for us, because what that does is it allows us to have better opportunities when investing. It's going to make us allowed to see different patterns and understand what's going on in the economy, especially if you're a short-term trader. Right now, if you're short-term trading, you're not making a hell of a lot of money, then you're probably not going to be making a lot of money in the long term. You know, if you're a short-term trader, right now it should really be your bread and butter. You know, everything's going to happen right now. You're going to make all your money right now, because you're going to have big lows, you're going to have big highs, because of how volatile it is. You know, obviously it's risky right now to do it. However, it is quite good because you understand that there are stocks that are going quite low, which should never be that low. Same in Australia, same in the UK as well. You know, it's going to be really volatile now for the next month, and then once the election comes, then it's going to cool down, and then you're going to see what's going to happen. So it's going to increase with being a Republican, it's going to decrease a lot by it being Biden. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys have really enjoyed this one. You know, it's a nice, really good video to understand what's going on in the economy, understand how that you are, your stocks are going to be affected. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys are all having a good day, and I will see you next time.